Organization of a living body. Learning objectives. Cells. Characteristics of cells. Prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. Shapes and sizes of the cells. Structure of a cell. Structure of an animal cell. Structure of a plant cell. Differences between a plant cell and an animal cell. An organization or organ system is the arrangement of all components or parts into a system that function efficiently. All living organisms are divided into 3 levels of organization. 1. Organismic level. 2. Higher level. 3. Lower level. The cellular level of organization is the lowest level of organization. It is the most important and fundamental level of organization. Cells. Cells are the structural and functional units of life. An English scientist, Robert Hooke, in 1665 discovered cells. He saw cells for the first time in a thin slice of cork under a microscope. He shone the cork as made up of numerous compartments, giving a kind of honeycomb appearance. He called these compartments cells. In 1838, a German scientist Schleiden suggested that all plants are made of cells. After 1 year, another German scientist Schwann suggested that all animals are made of cells. These observations led to a general cell theory of organisms. Characteristics of cells. Since cells are the living units, they require energy. All cells are covered by a cell membrane. A round ball-like nucleus is present in the center of the cell, which is the controller of all the function of the cell. Cell membrane encloses a jelly-like structure, the cytoplasm. Prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. Prokaryotic cells are observed in bacteria and blue-green algae. These cells lack a distinct nucleus. Their DNA is not enclosed in a nuclear membrane. Besides nucleus, they also lack the membrane-bound cell organelles such as mitochondria, Golgi bodies, chloroplast, endoplasmic reticulum etc. in cytoplasm. Eukaryotic cells are observed in most plants and animals. These cells have a distinct nucleus. Their DNA is located within the nuclear membrane. These cells have many membrane-bound organelles such as mitochondria, chloroplasts, Golgi bodies, endoplasmic reticulum, etc. in their cytoplasm. Sci facts: largest living cell is the egg of an ostrich. It measures about 175 × 135 mm. Shapes and sizes of the cells. Shape. In general, different cells have different shapes. There is no typical shape for cells. The shape of a cell is related to its function and its location. Some shapes of cells are: I. Spherical or oval. 2. Polyhedral. 3. Spindle-shaped, smooth muscle fiber. 4. Elongated, nerve cell. V. Discoidal, red blood cell. Y. Branched, pigment cells of skin. Oval-shaped cell. Spindle-shaped cell. Nerve cell. Red blood cell. Variety of shape and size in the cells. Cells have diverse shapes. They may be flat, oval, spherical, cylindrical, cuboidal, spindle-shaped or irregular in shape. The shape of a cell varies with the type of function it performs. This can be clearly observed in a nerve cell. A nerve cell has long thread-like projections, which help it to conduct messages from one cell to another. The cell in unicellular microorganisms extends portions of its body to engulf food particles and other functions. Thus, its shape keeps on changing. The sizes of different types of cells vary considerably. Most cells are very small in size and not visible to the naked eye. Even long cells running into a few centimeters can be seen with only a microscope. Smallest cell of size 0.1 micron, micrometer, i.e. 10,000th part of a millimeter has been observed in the bacteria, Mycoplasma. Muscle cells in animals and fibers in plants of jute and hemp are a few centimeters long. The largest cells in our body are the nerve cells that extend from head to toe. Structure of a cell. A typical cell consists of the following parts. I. Cell membrane or plasma membrane. 2. Cytoplasm. 3. Mitochondria. 4. Endoplasmic reticulum. V. Ribosomes. Y. Golgi bodies. 7. Lysosomes. 8. Plastid. 9. Vacuoles. X. Granules. 11. Nucleus. I. Cell membrane. Cell membrane is present in both animals and plant cells. It forms the outer boundary of the cell. It is a thin, delicate membrane. In an animal cell, it is the outermost layer of the cell. In plant cells, it lies next inner to the cell wall. Cell membrane gives shape and size to the cell. It is a living, elastic, differentially permeable membrane covering the cell. It is a three-layered membrane consisting of an outer and inner layer of proteins and a middle layer of lipids. Activity 7.1. Take an onion and cut a slice and peel off its skin. Carefully take out the thin membrane present between the two fleshy layers. Place it on a clean glass. Slide. Put a drop of water on it and place a cover slip over it. Now observe it under a microscope. Gently scrape the inside of your cheek with a toothpick. Add a drop of water on a glass slide. Rub the toothpick in the water. Cover the drop with a cover slip. Observe it under a microscope. Draw a picture of the cells. Note the difference between shape of onion and cheek cells. Mouth cell under microscope. 2. Cytoplasm. It is the part of the protoplasm. It is a thick jelly-like fluid inside the cell membrane. There are many small cytoplasmic bodies in cytoplasm. These are called cell organelles. The inner gradual less denser part of the cytoplasm is called endoplasm, while the outer, clearly very denser part is known as ectoplasm. Cytoplasm is a kind of chemical factory of the cell. Most of the chemical reactions which keep the cell alive take place in the cytoplasm. 3. Mitochondria. Mitochondria are found in large numbers in the cytoplasm in all the cells. These are the tiny rod-shaped or spherical organelles which are found in all the cells. Mitochondria provide energy from food during the process of respiration. It is called powerhouse of the cell. Both animal and plant cells contain it. Mitochondria. 4. Endoplasmic reticulum. It helps in the transport of substances within the cell and has many other important functions such as protein folding. V. Ribosomes. Ribosomes are minute, spherical granular structures which occur freely in the cytoplasm and help in protein synthesis. These are found in the plant and animal cells. Y. Golgi bodies. These synthesize, store and secrete many substances. It forms internal processing and transport systems. It helps in the formation of lysosomes and cell wall. 7. Lysosomes. Lysosomes are organelles in animal cells that break down and recycle cellular waste. It is a small spherical membrane containing digestive enzymes. These are popularly known as suicidal bags of a cell because it contains digestive enzymes. 8. Plastids. These occur in plant cells only. They are of many types but most abundant and most important the chloroplasts containing chlorophyll. It helps to keep the balance of O and CO in atmosphere through photosynthesis process. Lysosomes. Plastids. 9. Vacuoles. These are clear fluid-filled or gas-filled spaces. The vacuole is covered from outside by a covering called tonoplast. They help in the storage of food, water and other substances. Most of the animal mitochondria. Golgi bodies mitochondria are found in large numbers in the cytoplasm in all the cells. These are the tiny rod-shaped or spherical organelles which are found in all the cells. X. Granules. These are non-living cytoplasmic inclusions. These are small particles, crystals or droplets. 11. Nucleus. A spherical or oval-shaped body floating in the cytoplasm is called the nucleus. Part of the cell which contains genetic material and which controls the cell functioning is called nucleus of the cell. Nucleus controls all the activities of the cell. It is usually one, sometimes more than one. It is bounded by a double membrane which is porous. Some cells like the mature red blood cells of mammals and the sieve tubes in plants contain no nucleus. The nucleus contains the following four parts. A. Nuclear membrane. It is also known as the nuclear envelope and surrounds the nucleus. It controls and allows the passage of certain materials in and out of the nucleus. B. Nucleolus. It is a spherical structure found in the cell's nucleus whose primary function is to produce and assemble the cell's ribosomes. C. Nucleoplasm. A dense fluid in the nucleus of the eukaryotic cells. This fluid contains primarily water, dissolved ions, and a complex mixture of molecules. D. Chromosomes. Chromosomes are thread-like structures composed of deoxyribonucleic acid, DNA. These contain basic unit of heredity called genes. Genes are responsible for passing genetic characteristics from the parents to the offsprings. Structure of an animal cell. A typical animal cell structure is shown in figure ahead. In the center there is a tiny ball called the nucleus, which is surrounded by a material called the cytoplasm. The cell is bounded by thin cell membrane called plasma membrane. The Golgi apparatus can also be seen as a flattened membrane sacs which are staked like a pile of coins. Structure of a plant cell. A typical plant cell is shown in figure below. Structure of a plant cell. Structure of an animal cell. Plant cell has a cell wall. It is made of cellulose that lies outside the cell membrane. It is a rigid and non-living structure. Vacuoles in a plant cell are larger than an animal cell. Vacuole is filled with a watery fluid called cell sap. This means that the cytoplasm is pushed towards the edge of the cell. E. Nucleus is usually found in this layer of cytoplasm. Plastids occur in plant cells only. Differences between a plant cell and an animal cell. Plant cell. Animal cell. 1. It has a rigid, non-living cell wall. Cell wall is absent. 2. Chloroplasts are present. Chloroplasts are absent. 3. Plastids are present. Plastids are absent. 4. Centrosomes are absent. Centrosomes are present. 5. Lysosomes are absent. Lysosomes are present. 6. It has large central vacuoles. Few vacuoles of small size. Q keywords. Nucleus, the largest organelle in a cell. Chloroplast. Green-colored organelles present in the cytoplasm of plant cells. Mitochondria. The powerhouse of cell. Vacuole. A space in the cytoplasm of a cell. Summary. All the living beings are made up of cells. A cell is the structural and functional unit of all living organisms. Cells are variable in size, number and shape. The main parts of a cell are cell membrane, cytoplasm and nucleus. Plant cell also have an outer wall around the cell membrane. Cell wall protects the cell while chloroplasts helps in food manufacture. Centrosomes and lysosomes are present in animal cells only. Cell organs perform different functions. Nucleus is the control center of the cell. Ribosomes are the site of protein synthesis. Animal cells are comparatively smaller in size.